Right, people, thank you for staying with us. Let's now take a look at sports. World 1500 meters silver medalist Elijah Manangoi failed to make it to the Rio Olympics finals last year. The 24-year-old is, however, keen to move on from the 2016 disappointment. He is currently preparing for the Doha Diamond League set for next month while planning an onslaught of the current world record.
The 2017 track and field outdoor season will kick off proper on the 5th of May at the Doha Diamond League, and 2015 world silver medalist in the 1500 meters race, Elijah Manangoi, will be among the athletes competing in the Qatari capital. He will head to Doha in perfect shape, having started his training months ago.
Up to this point, I think it's really good. So I'm in a pretty good shape now since when I started the World Indoor this season earlier on February, and my body is responding well.
The Doha Diamond League will only be a start for Manangoi, who is targeting an extraordinary 2017 season, which he hopes will culminate with a world record and a world championships title.
Everything is possible with determination, focus, and concentration. What I know, the record is there. So I just need to focus.
The 1500 meters world record, which was set by Hicham El Gerouj in 1998, stands at 3 minutes 26 seconds, and coach Bernard Ouma says Manangoi has got what it takes to lower the record.
And he's responding very well in training, because you can see he's sprinting. He's got a 46.0 in 400 meters. He's got a 143 in 800 meters.
So I just want to know how to control the 1500 meters wherever it's hard or the pace is high.
With a personal best time of 3 minutes 29.67 set in 2015 at the Monaco Diamond League, Coach Ouma tells us about the ideal conditions for Manangoi's successful world record attempt.
Being pushed and you're under pressure and you're following up with the pacemakers, it is breakable. It is possible to get closer and break it, because our target is a 2:25.99.
Monaco and Rome have been named as the best places for a world record attempt. Lynn Washira, KTN News.
Defending champions, the Comrades must overcome stiff competition from host top fry Nakuru RFC in order to retain the title as the Great Rift 15 Championships gets underway at Menengai High School. The two teams are in Pool B, that includes Impala RFC, Shamas and Ashore 24 in the cutthroat competition. In the fight for the two semi-final slots in Pool A, New Life and Menengai High Schools are the teams to beat, although it would not be a walk in the park in the round-robin matches to determine the two semi-finalists against Nakuru Day Secondary School, Shamas Bay and Western RFC.
Boys have been preparing very well for the last 2 weeks, and this is the fact that this season has not been very good for us. We lost the 7s, we lost the 15s, and now we want something to cling on and hopefully to bring back our fans, bring back our glory. For the new players, for the fans who don't know what's really happening now at the club, we are going to blend in some new players and of course expect very big surprises for the team that's going to be selected.
Sinyolo girls qualified for the semi-finals of the ongoing National Secondary School Games with a 4-0 win over Bura girls. In basketball, Nyeri Baptist made it through to the semi-finals after getting a win over Chavakali. Robinson Okenye has more on the happenings from day 3 of the games.
The National Secondary School Games got into the third day in Nairobi, with a number of schools booking themselves a slot in the semi-finals. In hockey, defending champions Sinyolo girls powered past Bura girls with a 4-0 win in their final group match to enhance their chances of retaining their title. Sinyolo, who are unbeaten in the competition, topped the pool and say they will not be leaving anything to chance in the quest for glory as they face Misiku in the semi-finals.
So hawezi kuja hapa hivi kutarajia kulima watu mabao 4 5, lakini wakitupatia hiyo fursa basi tutafunga.
Kama kawaida, hiyo ni kawaida ya Sinyolo, tutaipata, hiyo ni yetu.
Kawaida sisi watu tumezoea hizo mechi ngumu, maanake sisi tunakwanga na imani.
In boys hockey, Musingu emerged with a 3-1 win over Ribeiro, while Kisumu Day claimed a 1-0 win over Shimolatewa. Ribeiro will play Upper Hill in the semi-finals, while Kisumu Day tackles St. Anthony from Kitale. In boys basketball, Nyeri Baptist booked themselves a slot in the semi-final with a 57-50 win over Chavakali. Defending champions Upper Hill will meet Nyeri Baptist in the semi-finals, while Laser Hill takes on Kisumu Boys in the other semi-final. In girls basketball, Kayatiwi will play Nyamira Girls in the semis, while St. Bridget's takes on Tigoi. Laser Hill claimed the bragging rights in rugby after taking down Kakamega 8-6 in the final match of the group stage. Laser Hill will face off with St. Mary's Yala in the semi-finals, while Upper Hill takes on East African champions Kakamega. With the games approaching the penultimate stage, focus will now shift to athletics on day 4 of the National School Games to see which school comes out on top. Robinson Okenye, KTN Sports.
Robinson, thank you. Day 1 of ODM Primaries. For those of you on KTN Home, that is where we leave it. For those of you on KTN News, let's speak to Duncan Hayemba and try and figure out what's happening on the ground. All right, so let's now bring in Duncan Hayemba. Remember, it's day 1 of ODM Primaries, so we have been focusing on Machakos County, on Bungoma and Busia. And we do know that a lot has been happening and the numbers are already trickling in. Can I bring in my colleague, Duncan Hayemba, who's on the ground? Okay, so let's see if we can bring in Duncan Hayemba, who's on the ground for us to try and figure out what exactly is happening on the ground. Can Hayemba hear me? All right, so just before we speak to Hayemba, wow, okay, so the numbers are changing. These are the latest results that we are getting from Busia County. Remember, when we started, these numbers were a little bit different. So this is what we're currently getting from Busia County. Polo Thomas, 6,351. Ojamong, 5,427. This gap is now closing in. Let's see what will happen at the end of it. These results are from 16 out of 105 polling stations. We're keeping an eye, a very close eye. Like I mentioned, these numbers, this gap is now closing. And remember, when we began this bulletin, this gap was a little bit wider than this. So let's speak to Duncan Hayemba, who is on the ground for us. Hayemba, thank you for staying with us up to this moment. So I'm just getting the latest numbers from Busia County for the man who may be the next governor for Busia County. So let's speak to Duncan Hayemba. Hayemba, that gap is slowly closing in. What are you hearing?
I think we are in for interesting moments because, yes, they are now neck to neck, but we are talking of 16 polling stations out of a possible 105. So we are not so sure how the tables will keep turning and turning and turning until when this particular exercise will be called. But we understand we might have provisional results earlier than 11 because there are commissioners here of the ODM's National Elections Board, and what they've done, they are receiving results in form of SMSs. So once they finish, which they're about to conclude tallying for those ones that were seeking MCA ticket at this particular polling station, because they've finished governor, they've finished woman representative, they are done with member of parliament. So the moment that exercise is done, they will clear the table now to pave way for the tally of those seeking the governor position's ticket. So we understand SMSs will be sent and we might be given provisional results earlier than 11 p.m. Then they will still sit and wait for the respective returning officers to come and now hand in the physically signed results by agents of all the aspirants or all the candidates for this particular exercise, Linda. So it's too early to know whether that is how the whole race between Ojamong and Otuoma is shaping out, but clearly it's very interesting when you look at how they are sizing each other as the results continue trickling in.
Yeah, that's very interesting as they continue to size each other up. And it's also interesting the fact that he said that when the final results will be there, probably the two of them will have to share probably a room and just listening to the results. So let's keep an eye on what's happening on the ground for us. Duncan Hayamba, you've done an amazingly good job today covering the ODM primaries in Busia. Thank you so much. So as we look at the county of Busia, we've just spoken to Duncan Hayamba. I am hoping we can get the numbers, provisional results that we're now getting from Busia County. Remember, these are from 16 out of 105 polling stations. That gap is slowly closing in. You have the incumbent Ojemong at 5,427, Tuomo at 6,351. So Duncan Hayamba says probably we'll have the final results, of course, provisional results before 11. So he's keeping an eye on that for us in Busia. Remember, we'll also be getting results from Bungoma as well. Machakos, there was a winner that was declared, but of course we spoke to Murebi Mwangi and he says ODM probably has a lot of explaining to do. Ladies and gentlemen, that is where we wrap it on News KTN Prime. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good night. On behalf of William Sila there at the bottom end of your screen, good night.